Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the vlog. And in today's episode we are back on the iD3. The iD3 is back from the paint shop. It's had its side all repaired as well. In fact, it's had a little bit more work than was anticipated because not only did we replace the side panel, but we had to replace a quarter of the rear as well to get it all lined up. But now it's back and it's looking really great, and we've also had the front bumper completely resprayed as well. But don't take my word for it, let me show you what we've got. Okay, so the iD3 is back and let's take a look. Can you see that? Yes, all done. Look at that, perfect, absolutely perfect. Yes, very pleased with the repair. Although, do you notice the color variation? It shows up a lot on the camera, but in reality you don't see it. It's just slightly off. So let's get over that and move on. So the repair has come out really successful. As you can see, the lighting on the back is perfect. Everything fits just fine. So today is all about finishing off the car, and that's it. This car will be done, which means we can then move on to sort out the S3. So I've had all the front also painted as well, so that's all now done and dusted. So we need to finish off a couple of things on the front here. So the front looks really good, very happy, because this is all scratched up from when we purchased it. So that's also now done. We've got the badge to fit and just a few things just to finish it off, but the main thing is we need to get underneath the car because we need to fit all the trays, yeah, all the electrical protection. So that plate needs to go in. That's a plastic protector that goes underneath there. That's the one that protects the motor. All of those bits got to go back in. We've got the underguard for the front wheels. We've got two of those. All that stuff there all has to go back into the car, and then we will finish her off. So let's get started. And first thing we need to do, because we need to fit the bumper, we've got all the little lights, sorry, not lights, the reversing sensors. So we've got to fit those. So let's get that back bumper off and get them fitted. Okay, so we're just taking the bumper off, and look at that. This whole piece here has been replaced. So you can see the original damage underneath. That's still there, but it doesn't affect the car in whatsoever. This piece here, so all of this has been replaced all along here. Okay, and it's been seam sealed, as you can see. And then that's now allowed the lights to sit in perfectly, which is perfect. So in the on the other side, this is obviously painted the body color of the car, but that really doesn't matter because all of this is is under the bumper, so you don't see it at all. So it's cheaper for the painter to paint it black. Right, okay, so we've taken the bumper off, and there's a few scratches on here that I've just painted actually, and it's come up all right. I'm quite pleased with that. It matches really well. So what we're going to do now, I've got to take the light off because we need to put the top cowling on top of that. So the top cowling is this piece here. So we'll put that back on here, and that will give us a nice seal. And then we'll fit the we'll get the bumper back on top here, and then we'll fit the wiring loom in. Here is the wiring loom. This is for the rear parking sensors. Now I have got a couple of sensors, there we go, in here, so we need to add those in there as well. And one of them I need to paint first, but I didn't know whether it was black or grey. So now that I've got the correct paint, here we go, here's our two sensors. Yeah, now that I've got the correct paint, I need to put the bumper, we'll put the bumper up here because this is a rubber mat, and then we'll get that sorted. But first, let's get that light off. Okay, light's done. That's a little shield that we've just put on, so we'll put that back into place, and then we'll get the bumper sorted. I got these little, this is a light that I had to buy. This is the rear fog light, and then this is the other trim, the other side. We took these out from the old bumpers, And there's a lesson here: always keep your old parts until you've got everything out, because these are not cheap. This one was broken, so I had to replace this one. This is from the original, so we'll put that onto the new bumper. Let's get this fitted back into the car.
Check it.
Right, so light is now back in, nice and solid, and you saw me closing it to make sure that it wasn't going to foul or anything, so that went in pretty good. Next we have the bumper. So we've got a bumper up on the deck here, so we're just going to dress it with those sensors. So as you can see, we've got two sensors down here, two down the bottom, and then we have two at the top here. So just 4 sensors. There are no corner sensors or edge sensors, so it's just a 4. Then we've got our lights that we need to put in as well, and one of them obviously has a wire in. And then over here at the top, we've got 2 here for our number plate lights. So a few wires, and then we should be good to go.
Check it.
Okay, so we've got the bumper now pretty much dressed, although we've just run into a little bit of a problem. So this is supposed to be the right part, the crash, I keep saying crash sensor, the rear parking sensor, but it doesn't fit. It does go in, but it doesn't stay locked in. This is a spare one that I had, so what I've done, I've just painted it the right color, and I'm going to use this one instead. The part number is slightly different, but it will work. The part numbers tend to be specific to the vehicle, but this is the right part and it will work because I've done it before and I've had no issues with other parking sensors that were not the right part number. So we'll get this one. I'm just waiting for it to dry off. I've just painted it the right color. This one we'll just keep as a spare. No point sending it back because anyway I've painted it, so it ain't going anywhere. Right, we'll let that dry off, we'll fit that in, and then we'll be good to fit the bumper in. But other than that, it's gone together really well. Everything is plugged in where it should do, and why wouldn't it? These sticky haven't come off very well, but I'm just going to re-stick them with some glue, and then we should be good on that, and then we'll fit the bumper back. Okay, so with the bumper on, we're now going to focus on the wheel arch liners. So we've got 3 to put on. These are very important. So we need to get them on so that they protect the electrics. And also we've got this drain pipe here. Oh, I think it's a water drain pipe, so I need to fix that to wherever it goes. And yeah, let's get the first one. Then we've got 2 at the front to do as well. So let's get this one done. Right, so we got the new undershield on there. That's all done. So we're pretty much done with this car now. So now there's one thing that we got to do now, and that is to put the badge on. Let's go and get the badge. I still got to put the wheel on, but you don't need to see me do that. But I do need to put the badge on, and here it is. The badge is always the last thing that we put on all my vehicles, and that signifies that this project is now complete. So here we go. There you go. The badge is on. This project is now done. All right. So let's now go and talk about the monies. How much did this car cost me to put back on the road? And bearing in mind this car is for my wife, so we're going to talk about the parts, including the painting, and how much we purchased the car for. And then you tell me in the comments whether you think this is a bargain or not. Okay, and that is it. That car is now pretty much complete. All the stuff that I need to do to the vehicle now, you really don't want to know. It's just minor little stuff like that, cleaning, etc. And that's something that it's just not entertaining. So that car's now completed. So I haven't done this in a real long time. So let me talk about how much that car has cost me to put back on the road. Now, obviously, we have done this so that my wife can have an electric car, because the S3 that she currently drives does absolutely no mileage whatsoever, so it's wasted as a car. So I will be selling that car, and there's a couple of things that I need to do to that car, and that's going to come up in the next few weeks or so. So let's get down to it. So I bought the iD3 for £7,500. It didn't come from its normal processors. It didn't come from Copart or ASM. I bought it from an eBay trader. So it was a company, I think it's Thames Auto Trade, Thames Auto Salvage, etc. I've bought cars from them in the past, and the good thing about buying cars from them is that I can negotiate the price down. Whereas, as you've probably seen on Copart, the prices of these cars are like silly money, and even cars like iD3s are going for a lot of money. In hindsight, I probably should have hung out and just bought a car with less damage, because this car required quite a lot of parts, considerable amount of parts, and it was difficult to get a lot of those bits and pieces as well, because it's such a new car. Most of them weren't readily available, so it's taken me longer to put this car back together than it did. So £7,500 was the price of the vehicle. It was originally up for 8.2. I negotiated down to 7.5. Basically, he took a little while to agree, but eventually he agreed the price. So I then had to buy all the parts, like I mentioned. All the parts came to 4,050, I think it was. And then let me just check my sums. Yeah, I think it was 4,050. Plus the fact the body work, the repairs, etc. From my body shop guy, who he's done a great job. He's welded on the new panel, and also there's another piece at the back that we had to get to, as I mentioned in the video, to get the curve back, because it was too far gone. So we had to get the corner piece and the light aperture, etc. And that's been nicely blended in. So that was around 1,650. So in total, I spent 7,050, and I'm rounding up the figures now, not rounding down. So 7,050 plus the car, so a total of £14,550 total. And that's a car complete, needs nothing else, and it's taxed now. It costs nothing to tax an electric car, and it's insured as well. So this car in particular is the iD3 Pure Style. So it's a top of the range vehicle. It's got quite a few extra additional features on there as well. So it's got the matrix headlight, for instance, and it has all the different light patterns inside the car, and auto parking. So it's pretty much up there. And if you look at them online, they're about 22K. So I have saved between £7,000 and £6,000, which is a good saving. And I'm pleased with that. So we're not selling this car. It's going to basically stay. My wife will have that car and she'll run it until the battery is dead, or until they're bringing up new technology for that. It's a good car for that. So there you go, £14,500. What do you think? Comment down below. So next week we start a new project. We have a van, and you'll see that coming up shortly. In the meantime, if you are a casual viewer, don't forget to click on the subscription button down below, press the bell notification so you're notified whenever we release a new video. And again, if you are a casual viewer, do consider to subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it helps the old algorithm. So thank you for viewing this video. We'll see you on the next one.